I've been with the Nets a long time, over the course, not just these 10 years. And as they say, I bleed red, white, and blue. And just extremely gratified to be able to pass this torch over to our new general manager, Billy King.
Thank you, Rod. I'm honored and blessed to be here. As Rod said, we go way back. I've known Rod for a long time at the league office, here at the Nets. We did a lot of trades together, but the one thing I look at Rod is as a mentor. I think in life you have people that guide you or people that you look up to, and Rod is definitely somebody that I've looked up to all the years. I've admired him. When he made the trade to get Jason Kidd, it turned his franchise around. So you try to watch what people do in your business and you try to emulate them. And so I've always tried to emulate Rod and how I carry myself off the court, around the court, and the business dealings with the media, with the fans. And so I have big shoes to fill because Rod Thorn has done a great job here. As I told him, I said, Rod, don't turn the cell phone off when I call you. If you don't answer, I know you may be putting, but call me when you finish putting the ball because I have some questions. But I think it's a great opportunity for me to be back in the NBA. My wife, Melanie, and my kids, they are ready for me to get out of the house. I've been home for a while, but it's been a blessing to be with them. But now having a chance to meet with Avery and talk to him last week and talk to the owners, I think this is a great opportunity for me and for Avery. We're going to work well together as a team. I will take his input, his advice. I'll take his prodding and pushing. As I told him, we'll sometimes may not agree, but when we walk out of the room, we're going to be in the same light and agreeing at the same thing. It's what's best for the Nets. It's not what's best for Billy King or Avery or the players. It's what's best for the Nets organization, because at the end of the day, that's what this is. This is the fans' team. It's the New Jersey Nets, soon to be Brooklyn Nets, but it's not my team. I'm here to try to steer it in the right direction, and I'll do the best I can. And I thank Rod also for the roster. When I was talking to them, and I knew that they were looking at LeBron and some of those guys, and as players started not coming, and they had another plan, and I was worried that if they didn't sign people, I'd be coming into a position and there'd be a lot of free agents gone. Rod has worked hard with his staff, with Bobby, to bring players in. Everybody's under 30. We got a young group, a young nucleus, and it's going to be exciting. Really, really looking forward to it because I know Avery's going to push him. He's going to demand they play defense, which I play defense because I couldn't shoot. Fortunately, we've got some guys on the team that can shoot and play defense, but it is going to be fun. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to work hard. We may not win every game, but I think you'll see a team that's going to play hard every night. And the people of New Jersey and this whole area will be proud of us because we're going to do everything we can to get a championship here. The owners have set high expectations, high goals, and they understand that they can't be unrealistic. But we're not striving for anything but a championship, and it may take a couple years to get there, but we're going to do our best to get there and bring one here. So that's all I have to say. I guess we'll take some questions, Gary.
Questions from the audience? Mr. Sheridan? Yes, we actually have a microphone. If you could please announce your name and your affiliation. Thank you.
It's not my first rodeo, Gary.
Thank you.
Chris Sheridan from ESPN and ESPN.com. Hi, Billy. In terms of filling out the roster for the upcoming season, what do you see as the #1 priority?
Well, Avery and I will sit down tomorrow, and Rod and I are going to talk some more and see where he's been going, who he's talked to free agent-wise and trade-wise. But, I'll sit down with Avery, and we're going to look at it. We may need to add a power forward, but I want to get Avery's thoughts, Rod's thoughts, and see where they've been thinking before I arrived here.
Alex Raskin, Hoops World. If you guys didn't end up signing another established free agent, would you consider that a disappointment?
No, I think you work hard and do the best you can. If you don't get it, you learn from it and move on. We will. If we don't get another one that we think it can help us, we'll have the cap space. And if in this league, trades always made, and the teams that have the flexibility to make those trades, great players come about all the time. And you want to be in that position to have the flexibility cap space-wise or have the assets to be able to do that. And I think this team is in a position to do that. So we're not just going to waste the money or just give it away because we have it to spend. We're going to be prudent about it and make the right decision.
The 10 years in Philadelphia, then the 2 years away from the game, how has that prepared you now for sort of this second life in the NBA?
Well, one, I think I'm wiser. When I took over in Philly, I was 32 years old, and young Papa, and I did a lot of listening to guys like Rod and Donnie Walsh and Jerry West and Wayne Embry, the old guard. But I think now I have a better understanding and probably a little more patience. In Philly, I think I try to do a lot of things quickly, and in this league, if you do some things and it doesn't work, you're punished for a while. So I think I'm going to be a little more patient and not be as quick to make a quick decision to do things, because I think it'll get us. We can't take shortcuts, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're going to take things and be patient a little bit and do it the right way.
You just mentioned getting together with Avery tomorrow and just talking about some of your needs. What level of input do you anticipate Avery having in some of the personnel decisions?
He'll have a big input. I think if you have a coach, you want their input because you want to know where they're thinking, what their thought process is on players that they need to be successful. I've worked with Larry Brown, who can give a lot of input, but it's help. I want a coach that has their input, and when you make a decision, you're making it the better the team. So he'll have a big input.
Mikhail Prokhorov said the other day that he had face-to-face with everybody involved in the interview process. I mean, what did you tell him that convinced him you should be the guy?
I guess you need to ask him that question, but I was just direct and honest. Rod was in the room, but I was direct and honest in my beliefs about the roster, about the organization, about the direction they want to go, and how I thought we can get there. It's going to take hard work, and a great coach, Lefty Driesell, always said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. So then we've got to work hard, and then good luck will follow.
With so much uncertainty about, you didn't know the free agents or how the roster was going to play out by the time you got here, what do you feel was it that most pushed you towards taking this job?
Well, one, it's Avery. I think is a great coach. I think he's a great leader. So that's where you got to start with your team. You got to have somebody that can lead your team, and that's Avery. But then when I met with Avery last week and in talking to Rod, they let me know some of the free agents they were thinking about signing. So Avery and I talked. I told him guys that I'd liked. He told me guys he'd liked. So it was a neat process. And so I knew that if they didn't get the other guys, they had a great plan B, and they reacted quickly rather than wait. So, but mainly it was coming into a situation where Rod had built a base, a foundation here, and so it was me to be able to come in and be, as I told Rod, I said, I'd be honored to follow you. So I haven't met with Avery, met with ownership. It was, and yeah, I just think it's an exciting time for this organization because we play a couple years in Newark, and then we're going to be in Brooklyn, which is a great place to be, and a lot of people I think will be excited about the Nets coming there.